Alright, thanks for joining me, Tim Castman, for another marketing message. I want to talk to you today about the most dangerous number known to man. And that number is very simply the number 1. Let me explain to you why that number is dangerous to you. Number 1 is dangerous for you several reasons. Say you've got a job. In fact, look at the American economy. As I do this in 2009, we've got almost 10% unemployment. That means almost 10% of the population is without a job. I've got a friend who called me just the other day and said that his job was in jeopardy, right? He's in danger because of the number 1. Say you're online and you've got one specialty. Say you're a PR specialist, or you're a traffic guy, or you're this or that, okay? But you've only got one thing, one fish in the sea, or one hook in the sea. Dangerous number to have, okay? Because what happens to you when that 1 becomes none? What happens when that one job gets eliminated and your whole family's future is riding on that? What happens to you when that traffic generation method no longer works as effective, or that online business crumbles, or loses interest overnight, things like that? What happens to you when 1 becomes none? Let me share some success secrets that I've had that have helped me tremendously in my business and professional life. And I learned this many years ago. And it's a philosophy that I've tried to do, and it's a philosophy you've heard about in investments and other things, which is diversify your assets, diversify your portfolio. And that's exactly what I've done, and that's what I recommend for other people to do. For instance, I want to put a little old me down there, right? For me, I've got an offline business that I run, okay? And this is one I do personally, right? Makes me consistent money every year. In addition to that, I also work on a contract and as-needed basis for an offline company. Okay? Again, consistent, brings me money on a regular basis. Alright? Then I've got my online business. Alright? And that is in the IM field, because it seems like everyone's in IM. Then I've got an online business in another niche, and I'm working on an online business in another niche as well. Now, let me share some important concepts. I didn't develop these all at once, okay? Started with this business, got it developed, got it to a point where I was happy with it, okay? Then moved to this one, got that to a point where I'm happy with it, then moved to this one, got this one, so on and so forth. I do not recommend you doing this all at once. That's not what I'm saying, okay? But what I do recommend is you diversify and diversify. Because if you don't diversify, what happens when one of these businesses goes away? Well, look, I still got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. So what happens if this business goes away? Well, you know what? Yeah, it sucks. It does. But I've still got these 3. But most people, what happens is when one thing goes away, that's what they're left with. Nothing. So maybe you're out there, maybe you've got a day job. That's great. Maybe things are going great in a day job. That's fantastic. You still need to diversify your income. Maybe start an online business. Maybe start a part-time business. Get something coming in so that you aren't so dependent on that one thing. Look, I walked into a company I used to work for. My boss called me into the office and we talked, and I was done. Okay? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But it didn't bother me because I already had my part-time business going to a full-time level. I already had my IM business going, right? So when I lost my job, you know what happened? I went home, no issues, because I diversified my income. I diversified what I did. So if you got an offline job, that's great. Start a part-time company. Maybe start an online business. Do something so that if the hammer ever drops, God forbid that happens to you, like it happened to me and it happened to so many people recently, you've got something else going. The other thing is one thing at a time. So you've got your offline business that you're working at, working great, or you got your one website, great. Start other products. You hear guys like Frank and Armin talking about having multiple sources of income. Little mini ATMs is how one of them described it, and I love that because that's true. Maybe you're trying not to hit a home run with this product or that product or that product, but if you can develop 5 or 6 products and they each make you $300 to $500 a month. Well, heck, that's pretty good, right? And the great thing is you're diversified. So if one goes away, the other stand there. And you can build those up and concentrate it and stuff like that. So today's lesson is simply this. Do not rely on one of anything, okay? Don't have one way to generate traffic. Don't have one way, to make income. Don't have one way for anything in your life, because you never know when that one will become none. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.